Say, for things to change.
For things to change.
Say, I must change.
I must change.
Say, if I don't change.
If I don't change.
Nothing changes.
Nothing changes.
Say, but if I do change.
But if I do change.
Everything changes.
Everything changes.
So now write down in your notes, this change, this transformation is the knowledge. Like, what are the physical things you have to do? This is the strategy. So I can tell you what change is, but only you can define and apply what that change is for you. So what did I have to do? Being a former athlete that met my wife with this physical body that just was amazing, that was now 258 pounds with a blood pressure that was 190/85. And I just took a test because I travel so much. I want to put a $2 million life policy on myself so that before I make my millions, if I die, should I die, that my kid's going to get paid because daddy gave his all. So I had to take a test at 44 of having high blood pressure and cholesterol being high in the past. They pulled my medical records and they sent someone to my house to draw blood and take, and they're like, how's the heart sound? They're like, Coach, you have a heart of a 20-year-old. It's like, God bless you. Thank you so much. So what are those things that you have to change, right? What are the alls? Financial, relational, time, right? Whatever those things are that you have to change, write it down right now. What do you need to change, get better at, transform, so that you can change? For things to change, you must change. When you get better, everything gets better. Why? Say, because I am the key.
I am the key.
That's right. That's some hashtag motherfucking real talk right there. Right? When you change and become better in terms of your personal professional development and your professional development, when you get better, everything around you gets better. And so now my change was sparked on less. Frick, if I die, I get it. Do I want to die? No. But man, I want to be, why change? My why was because, man, I want to see my kids get older. I don't want to be sitting up in heaven and look at my fine ass wife walking around with somebody else. That's some selfish stuff, but some hashtag real talk, right? I was like looking at my wife, I was like, damn, I want to leave that, go to heaven. And I'm like, remarry. I'm going to be sitting up there looking down at her being happy with somebody else. No, I want that chance. So I had to change, right? So that's life lesson number 4. Now we're going into life lesson number 5, 6, and 7. Repeat after me. Say character. Say integrity. Now say work ethic. Okay? So these are some basic fundamental aspects that I feel are very valuable for you to take some notes on and apply into your life in the way it is that you feel that is most relevant. Right here in the back, please. Could you read off this slide?
Life lesson 5, character. Without character, there's no foundation. Development of what one needs to know.
Knowledge. So to me, on a grand standpoint, if we were all Christians in here, which I don't judge you if you're not or if you are, but in terms of what you know, what is the thing that gives you the compass so that it will direct you in everywhere you go? So to me, character is the knowledge base, right? For the knowledge of, like, what you believe in, who you believe in, God, Buddha, Allah. What is that? Because that knowledge, that knowing is going to have a huge impact on your character in what you do, achieve, and believe. Who knows that to be true? Say me. Right? So then right after what or who you believe in is what direction you're going. Do you know? Not the destination either. I'm talking about the direction you're going. Because some people tell me all the time, well, Coach, I mean, what if I fail? What if I fail? And then my response is, well, who told you it's about the destination? Because this deal is about the journey. That's what this deal is. Because even if we miss on the goal, we can retry. Yes, you have to know the destination you're going, but what about the direction? Because when you start going, I am going to be a college graduate. I am a good student, right? That's a direction. And then this is what I said. I am going to be a national speaker. When I became a national speaker, an outcome from being that was now I became a corporate national coach for national brands. I did not have that as a destination. It just happened. I didn't plan on having a radio show out of Hollywood that has over 100,000 listeners. Last night on my radio show, I had over 100,000 people. Because it's on an app, you can tell who is listening from where and how many people live. It's crazy. It's crazy. That was not a destination. That was not a goal. So in terms of my characters, I only wanted to be a speaker, and better things come because you know the direction you want to go. So some people are like, well, I want to be police chief. Well, shit, write that thing down. That's a direction too. Yes, it's a destination and a direction, but you define it. And if you don't think that that's a knowledge thing that you can get done, and you don't think it, you'll never get it. Real talk. That's how it works. And not because I say so either. Now, let me tell you, I'm a 49er fan. Do I think they're heading in the right direction? Yes. Was I disappointed that they lost in the Super Bowl? Yes, especially because we have sucked for so very long, right? But they're 2 years ahead of schedule, realistically. As a football coach, they're missing speed receivers. They're missing one lockdown corner, like a lockdown. You need one lockdown corner, a true offensive tackle that can protect the quarterback's backside. And then Jimmy G, he's not ready. He's not ready yet, right? And then you need a defensive coordinator to not play prevent defense and bring the heat. So what did they do? What did the other team do, Kansas City do to Jimmy G? They brought heat, because that's where the answer is, not in terms of the receivers, but in terms of who's throwing the ball. That's a direction, right? So when Kansas City didn't do very well last year, though they had the MVP, right? They were heading in the direction they missed last year, but they hit this year. You know how many Kansas City Chiefs fans there are right now? Everywhere. You know how many there were last year? None. But that's what success does. That's what directional approach does. Knowledge, right? And then what's the next part of this knowledge base is to know who you are. Who are you? What do you believe? What direction are you going? And that you know the difference between right and wrong. Because how many people named Plaxico Burress goes into a nightclub with a loaded gun and then shoots himself in the gun? Did he know that that was wrong? Yes. But did his actions believe and according to that? So now that's what I call integrity. So knowledge to me is character. So as a guy that sits around in my freaking office for 8 hours trying to distinguish and delineate the difference between character and integrity, because everybody defines character and integrity as almost being the same, do they not? But to me, this is the difference. For the sake of you considering this, is that character is knowing the difference between right and wrong, knowing what direction you're going, knowing who it is that you believe in. Integrity is now that your actions reflect what you know. How many people are we around all the time that know what they should be doing and know what they shouldn't be doing, but yet their daily habits and activities don't align? Correct? All the time. So then I had to figure out, after I visited industry after industry after industry, and go, so what is that? Everybody has character in their mission statement. Everybody has some form of integrity, vision, to be audacity, to operate on a high level. Or do these words mean anything? So I broke it down like a Scientologist does. So not only am I a Christian, I went to the School of Scientology right down the street here for about 2 years to study what makes Scientology so amazing. And it's because they do not skip on words. Scientology is about knowledge, and that every single word that I write has a relevant meaning to it that brings life. That's where a lot of the miscommunication is, because we're talking about the same words, but we have different meanings. What happens when we have different meanings to different words? We act different because we don't understand. Knowledge plus accountability equals integrity. So when you tell you today, you need to have character. The reason why they don't have character is because we haven't defined what character is to them. Right? Does that make sense? Now, you don't have to follow all the way, but this is just how I do it. So then integrity, people tell me what they dream, hope, and aspire for. They tell me they'll do anything. I will do anything, coach. And then I'll tell them, hey, meet me for coffee at 5 a.m. at this Starbucks. It opens at 5 a.m. Oh, but I'm not a morning person. Vill jag inte få out pela av 2 i varje, call me Coach V.